going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining us today on the Phillip Scott Audio Experience. I have something to talk to y'all about. I was really pissed off yesterday about something that happened, and usually I take things out of my life at times and apply it to content, which is some of the best content I usually because I'm really into that. But before we get started with the podcast today, let's go ahead and roll our sponsors.
I'm E.
And I'm Jay.
And we're the hosts of Opinionated Reality.
In this podcast, we have discussions about various topics that come up throughout our everyday life as a married couple.
Whether it's discussing living the B1 lifestyle
or things we did as 90s kids.
We give insight into what we believe, and everything I say is reality.
Wrong, it's your opinion.
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at opinionated_reality, where you can find clips of our podcast, t-shirts that we're selling, and even motivational quotes.
Also, if you live in the Atlanta area and you're in need of a photographer, please contact me on my Instagram at jnicolephotos. And thanks for listening.
So let's get into this. Now, I'm going to, as you see the title, Sistas, I'm talking to you today. And I'm talking to you about some of the men that some of you have been with in the past, or maybe you got one of those kind of men laying up with you now. Now, sisters, don't lay up with no dusty, sorry, good for nothing Negro. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why in this podcast and why it is kind of relating to me and how I came up in that mix. Now, there's someone, and I'm not going to mention their name or affiliation or nothing, but it was a person I knew personally, actually grew up with this person, right? And we all grew up together, know the whole family and everything. And good people, very, very, very good people, real good people. But this particular sister kind of got involved in, making the bad choices and, got into, a little drug use in the past. And, people have their issues and I, and no one's here to judge, and I'm not judging. I'm just giving some backstory to this. Okay. Now in the past, she's never asked me for anything at all. We always had a good rapport. Everything was cool. Right. Now we all on each other's Facebook and everything. And, she's, definitely, see what I do and, definitely, talks about it. And even, my sister was like, yeah, she always talking about you. And so always raving and ranting about you. It's like, okay, or whatever. So cool, fine. No issue, no problem. She used to be in comment sections talking about, yeah, I grew up with him and I know him and this and that and the third. So, okay, well, maybe she just like, somebody say, well, somebody from my neighborhood doing something. I'm cool. It happens and whatever. I treat everybody the same, but when you make your issue my issue and I'm watching something that's on Facebook, that becomes a problem. So why I have the title. So she has a one of those type of guys that walk around in those, dingy white wife beaters that you can't get the color white anymore, but they just dingy, they just dusty, look dustiness. I'm sorry, it's just dusty. The dude, I don't know the dude, but the dude's dusty. He's dusty. He ain't got nothing going on. Nothing at all. Okay. Now I'm watching you a week prior on live. Y'all smoking weed. You got money for weed, but then got money for other things. Okay. So I'm watching this on live. They smoking weed and hey, he'll say, hey, let me get a hit of that weed and this and that and the third. Okay. So then I get a message on my messenger. I had just got back, from working out and everything. And I got a message that said that, I hate to ask you this, but I've been asking everyone to help me get my heart medication. And it's $40. I wonder if you can help me. I've been out of my heart meds for a week. If so, here's my cash app. Now, it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money. The money is definitely there in my cash app if I want to send it or not. Number one, I'm thinking, well, hold on. I know your whole family and they're good people and they do well for themselves, the majority of them, okay? Why would you ask me for $40? Matter of fact, Why you ain't asking that dusty Negro that you say that that's your husband and everything else? Why you not asking that dusty Negro for $40? Why you coming over here? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, how you gonna lay up with some man and you can't get $40 out of it, right? Now, I'm not saying, I'm gonna tell y'all the whole story, so it's gonna get good later. How you lay up with a man and you talking about you can't get $40? Seriously. If you laying up with a man, ladies, and he can't provide for you even $40, whatever you need the $40 for, if it's something good, bad, or in between, if he can't provide $40 freaking dollars, why are you with him? Seriously. If he can't provide a place to stay, a car to drive, if he can't provide insurance, he can't provide for the children, what you with him for? Let me tell you something. I'm a firm believer of this. If you are broke as a man, you don't get no woman. Stay away from women. Leave them alone. Because when you're dealing with women, you're going to have some sort of money. And I'm not saying no gold digger woman either, but you got to have some sort of money when you get involved with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm old school. I believe a man needs to take care of everything. And if a woman brings something in, then it's extra. That's like savings if that's what you want to do. Vacation money, college money, whatever else that come in, that's what you want to do. I don't believe in leaning or depending on no woman in her career to take care of me or anything else. I have never been that way. I believe to get my bills off of what I can pay, not off of depending on her. Because one thing I learned early in life, you can't depend on women. Because women, a lot of times, they get tired, they get pregnant, certain things happen with women. Women can't do the things. I'm sorry, I don't care what women say. They cannot go at the level that we can go in certain areas. They just can't. And that's fine. They're not men. Okay? Now you're going to have these feminists get mad I'm saying that, but look, real women get what I'm saying. They're not no men. Women aren't supposed to be killing themselves physically on no job. They don't. That's what a man's supposed to do, to provide for the household. So you have women that sitting up here, have a man all day playing the internet on the freaking internet. You gaming all day. You Call of Duty, playing Madden, playing 2K and everything else. And not doing nothing. I'm like, listen, you don't need no human sex toy or human dildo or anything in your house. You can go to the sex shop and go buy that. You don't need no man there for that. If that's all he there for. Now, if a man there for companionship, love, provision, great father, great husband, sure, man, make a life. That's what I want to see. I want to see more and more families, develop. But one thing I do not want to see is women laid up with some sorry man. And what I'm telling you on this podcast, I will say to my own daughters, because I got them, okay? I will say, don't you lay up on no sorry man. And another thing, fellas, you don't do. Let's say if that kind of woman's your sister or your cousin. When she come to you and she say, hey, we kind of short on XYZ. And this dude sorry, not like this dude work hard and he just, he spent everything and something came up. Not that kind of dude. No. We talking about a sorry dude that you can't stand. That dude is sorry, but you can't do nothing about it. But he's sorry. But then she want to come to you talking about what the kids need, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, look, sis, love you, but go ask him. Well, he ain't got it. That's your problem. Because one thing, fellas, that we got to do, we got to stop bailing out our family members, our friends, and anybody else that's with some sorry man. Because if we don't lay a consequence on those women that laid up with a sorry man, then they're going to continue to stay with those sorry men. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to sit up here and make me look like no simp giving you nothing. That's one thing you're not going to do. Because I got a wife. I don't have no reason to be giving no woman nothing except my wife or my daughters or my son or, my mother. That's a woman I give something to. My sister, I give something to her, but not some, no, hell no. So continuing, I didn't, at first I saw it and then she sit up there, asked again, then she ended up telling me, please, no one will help me. Well, thank you. Have a safe and blessed day. My apology for asking. So then I responded to her. I said, look, I really wouldn't feel comfortable giving you any money and disrespecting your husband like that. And say, I'm sure, and I told about her sister, can help. And then this is what she responds back, right? She sends some like emoji or whatever. I don't know what this emoji is. It's not a sad emoji. It's like an annoyed emoji, right? Annoyed. How you gonna be annoyed with me? But you laid up with a man, but you annoyed with me about my money, right? Now, mind you, I'm telling my wife about everything that's going on, right? So before I sent that response to her, I said, listen, this is what I'm going to tell her. And she said, yeah, you probably tell her that, right? And that's what I love about my wife, man. I see some of y'all men got women that's so jealous minded. Boy, some of y'all men would have had a female send y'all a message like this and told your wife or your girlfriend, she would have started a ruckus with you. See, that's why I love about my wife. My wife don't sit up here and start no ruckus and no problems or anything like that. I just tell her what happened. I don't hide things. And she say, okay, this what the deal is. I showed her the message, everything, right? That's why I tell fellas, don't get with no woman that's going to cause drama to you like that. Continuing. So she says, I already asked him already, and he fine with it because he's been trying on his side and none has it. She says she asked her sister, she was the first, and she says she didn't have it. And she says he knows about you. He isn't the type of man. He just wants me to get my meds so I can start feeling better because I don't want to be in the hospital. They rude and mean, right? And he said, I swear he very understanding and I need my heart meds. That's all he worried about. He fine with it. Let me tell you something. If a woman you with is reaching out to another man for something and you cool with that, you're fine with another man giving your woman something. This is what I'm saying, women. You can't be with no sorry, good for nothing, dusty Negro. You understand what I'm saying? That's part of what this is. So then I didn't say nothing else. So then today, she said, she told me good morning. This all in Messenger. And she said that, hold on. My husband said that will be amazing if you can help me and get my heart meds since he asked all his people and none had no cash. Just this once. Now, everybody in your life ain't got $40, bruh. Nobody in your family got $40. Come on now. So something about me, I said, man, this ain't right about this. I know the family, right? So I ended up calling somebody, one of the family members, got in contact with the family member, told me everything. Long story short, just like I thought, she was trying to play me, right? Told me some stories about they had, because I know the family, right? And, I'm not going to reveal everything per se, but I'm just saying this, right? Whatever your issue and problem is, if your family not fooling with you for some reason, then that's always a red flag, especially if you know the family and you know the family are good people, right? Good people. Can't say nothing bad about this family whatsoever. What I'm saying is, don't let nobody play you either. Women or men, right? Don't let nobody play you. You come asking me for money off the rip. What is that? You know what I'm saying? It's not even about the money itself. It's about the principle of the whole thing. That is inappropriate as you as a woman coming asking me and knowing my doggone wife. You see my wife, you know who she is. I've been married almost 10 years now. Why do you think that was appropriate to come back a backdoor channel and ask me for $40 when you should have been asking that sorry Negro for $40? And if that sorry Negro can't go get $40 for you or whatever, and everybody in his life ain't got $40, come on now. So then I start putting two and two together at the same time and say, oh no, this $40 ain't got nothing to do with no heart meds. Now, when I talked to the family member, they were like, did she just really tell you it was for heart medication? I said, yes, she did. He said, oh my God. You see? He said, she said the same thing to me, but said something else. He said, it wasn't what it is. I said, okay, I got it. I said, I got it. But my thing is, let me tell you something. How is it that black folk, and some of you, not all, you got money for everything else? I am the anti-weed, anti-Hennessy guy. Why do you call the anti-weed and anti-Hennessy guy for anything related to that? When I don't smoke no weed, I don't drink no Hennessy, I don't have an alcohol problem like that, I don't smoke cigarettes or cigars or anything like that. I don't do it because I can appropriate that money to my family. I can put that into our businesses. We can do all kind of things with that kind of money that you're spending on freaking weed. That's why I hate sometimes when I hear black folk talking about you don't have no money, but you got a blunt. You don't have no money, but you're wearing Jordans. You can't sit up there and go try to be a homeowner, but you got a whole wardrobe in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saving that money and appropriating that. See, the thing is, you know, I'm a firm believer of I will say something about the men and I will say something about the women too. And one thing I will say, as what they say, girl dad, right? I would never want any of my daughters to be sitting here being with no sorry, good for nothing, dusty Negro. I will be angry with them if they was ever with a guy like that. I said, it's not the kind of example I shared, you know, and lived in front of you. That's not what you used of. So where does that even come from? You understand? That would be very, very upsetting. Very, very upsetting as a father if I saw something like that. I mean, I would feel like I was a failure as a father if one of my children, my daughters specifically, did something like that. Now, at the end of the day, you can't control your children, unfortunately. Yes, I said unfortunately, because in some countries, you can kind of tell your children what they're going to do to a point. Because, you know, as a parent, you just kind of know what's best. I wouldn't say arranged marriage, but I'll say just certain things, you know better. Like, I want my kids to have more than what I had. But unfortunately, the deal is these kids come with their own personalities and their own thoughts. And at one point in time in America, in the black community, you know, it wasn't all that freedom like that with these kids, all these wings they have now. And that's why I love African society, because it just reminds me of kind of how I grew up a little bit, where the parents still have some sort of, you know, control to a point. And control doesn't mean oppression. Control means, listen, I've been through this already. I want to prevent you from falling in the same hole or trap that I fell in. You understand what I'm saying? That's what wisdom will do. Because you don't know nothing yet. You think you know something. Just because you got a smartphone don't mean you're smart. Understand that. And then you have a smartphone and you don't research nothing. You don't find out nothing. You still don't know. Like you can pull up whatever search engine you like and find out a lot of information, and you don't want to do it. But one thing that we have to do, see, ladies, you also can set some standards in the black community too. You can say, I'm not going to be with no sorry, good for nothing, dusty dude. I'm not going to do it. And it's not gold digging to say it, because he ain't got nothing to gold dig from. See, you have some dudes that want you just to put up with any old thing. And as a father of daughters, I would not want my daughters to get with any old man. I wouldn't want my daughters to get with no man that talk down to them and tell them they you know, how they're bad they look and they should just be subservient. And like Negro, who are you? See, we have to live in a real world here. Some of that stuff on the internet sound good, but you know, you can't talk to any man's daughter any kind of way. You can't talk to any man's, you know, sister any kind of way, because you know, you think it's cute on the internet, it's gonna have some real world repercussions eventually when you start talking. That's why I don't really like to talk to women or even argue with women. I don't, because I'm a firm believer of men don't argue with women, just walk off from women. I don't deal with that, right? I just don't. I'd rather have a conversation and have something with a man than with women. I hear what women gotta say, fine, yeah, okay, I got you, sis. Okay, cool. But if it's gonna start some arguments, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't like to even get in that type of space, because usually if I get in that kind of space, you know, the male aggression is gonna come out, and I don't need to really deal with that with a woman like that, because you have to stay in control as a man. But you don't accept no dusty Negro. Let me tell you something. It's better to be by yourself and at peace than with some dusty Negro. You understand? Why do you have to sit up there and put up with that? And I'm telling you as a girl dad, right? I don't want none of my daughters to lay up like that. I refuse to see that. Now, I can't control it. I can kind of put pressure on them a little bit and say, well, look, if you're going to do that, well, don't come over here asking me for nothing, because I'm not going to support that. But you don't be with any old man. No, men need to have some sort of standards before they get with you. And it's not simping to say that. because that's something else. You have a lot of people online like to say, yeah, that's simping. That's simping. No, you don't even know what simping mean, idiot. I know good and well you would want your daughter, if you got one, to be with some of these dudes that's running around right now or talking. Because a lot of these dudes today are feminized. And they want a woman to take care of their behind because they grew up with their mom and they didn't have no daddy around. They have no masculinity. See, it's easy for them to live up off of a woman and look at a woman like when she needs something. Well, I can't do nothing about it. Well, how you going to do it? Like a little boy. And we have a lot of that going on in the black community right now. And what I'm saying to you, sisters, don't let no man lay up underneath you like that, because that's your own fault at that point. Now, at that point, that's your fault, because you chose to let that man lay there. And then the worst thing you could do is let that kind of sorry, good for nothing man desecrate your womb. Yes, I call it desecrate, because you know what? When you have children, you need to get a man that come from good stock. A man of good character, a man that's courageous, a man that's wise, a man that work hard, a man that would do anything for his family. That's part of his character, and what's in his character being his DNA, and that DNA mixed with yours, and you may have a great son or daughter because that's coming out of him. But if you have a lazy, sorry, good for nothing, weed smoking, Hennessy drinking, pill popping, don't even take a bath Negro, that's probably what you're gonna have in your kid. Whatever that man is, that's gonna come into your kid. And I know it can be on the flip side to a women. I get that too, fellas. If a woman's sorry, good for nothing, well-fed, don't want to do nothing all day, pill pop, weed smoke, Hennessy drink, depending on the government, just lazy, well, that can mess your kid up too. So you don't want to get no woman pregnant like that either. We got to tell some truth today about this. You got to be careful on who you procreate with, fellas and women. Whoever that person is, your child can turn into that. So you want to make sure you get the best of the best. Whatever you think is the best. Definitely a good character. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't get into all that who look what. No, I don't care about that. But what I'm saying is, don't desecrate your womb, ladies, and get pregnant by no sorry, good for nothing man. Listen, a real man will get depressed when he not working and can't provide. That's what real men feel. You understand? Real men can't lay up like that and watch a woman work while he's sitting around the house all day, eating all the freaking chicken nuggets and drinking all the Capri Sun for the cheering. Cause he's sorry ain't got nothing going on. He waiting on you to get home to pay the bills. And then he'll be at home all day, ain't got nothing going on, and ask you, well, we gonna eat for lunch. Just like a little boy. Why you wanna be with that? So just to wrap this up. Just to wrap this up. I would want my daughters with no sorry and good for nothing man. I'm telling you, sisters, you don't need to be with no sorry and good for nothing man. If he ain't working, he ain't providing, he ain't a piece of crap. It's just that simple. You don't need that in your house. You don't need that in your life. Some of y'all got little boys. You definitely don't bring that kind of man around your sons, because you don't know what that idiot gonna do. You understand? Sisters, I'm just talking to y'all today because, some of that was going on. I see it. And I just sorry, good for nothing, dusty dudes. They just run through me. I can't stand them kind of guys. Because them kind of guys usually ruin it for the good and great black men throughout the world.